shows.
Yeah, I think so.
Promotions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because even when WWE does it, you can sense like some sort of a hesitation to it.
Right.
Or just to do it to it's Black History Month.
Yeah. Or you look at the Rascals, where it's not all three of them are black. There's a white guy in there. That's like WWE. Yeah. So it's I think it's cool. I think it's great. Willie Mack is definitely a deserved champion. He doesn't fit the mold of what some people think of an X Division champion, as Paystee kind of alluded to earlier. When you think of back in the day when Samoa Joe was one of the best X Division champions, you're like, yeah. Eric Bischoff makes fun of this on his podcast all the time because he's always said, I don't know what X Division is. And it's true. There isn't like the only definition.
They said it during the match. There's no weight restrictions. It's just proving that you're the best champion in Impact Wrestling. But I'm like, then why isn't it the top championship?
Yeah, the thing is there's no weight limits. It's no limits. So it's kind of the workhorse title, almost what the Intercontinental title was back in WWE. But it's kind of the people that are just going to put on a really great show.
I think it does a great job of showcasing what the future of the company could look like.
And that's not a bad thing. I do kind of wish maybe there was more of an explanation of what it is, but I'm willing to turn a blind eye to that to see these matches. Now, when they had people like Abyss win it, then I'm kind of like, I don't think he fits the mold as X Division. I don't know why. I can't explain it in terms.
At that point, X stands for extreme.
I guess so. But good for Chris Bay. This is the first big step for him, and I think he's... Of course, we know Willie Mack's going places. I think Chris Bay is going places also.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I don't know how long Willie Mack's been wearing the yellow contacts, but they look so fucking sick. I love it. Then we had the tag team championships with the North defeating Ken Shamrock and Sami Callihan, or as I call him, Shammy Callihan, the most dangerous tag team in the world.
Shammy Callihan, I like it.
Yes.
That could be a wrestler.
I know. It's a cross between Sheamus and Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, I love Macaulay Culkin.
This was a fun match. Ken Shamrock and Sami Callihan have had their run-ins in recent months. They don't see eye to eye.
No.
But when the North attacked Ken Shamrock, the person who came to his aid was none other than Sami Callihan. He respects Ken Shamrock as being the most dangerous man in professional wrestling. And Shamrock respects Sami for being the man to not tap out to the ankle lock, but instead pass out. So they have some kind of respect, but they still don't like each other. And of course, that played everything into this match. It started out with Ken Shamrock and Sami Callihan tearing, I think it was Josh Alexander away from the opposing corner. And they just worked him over for quite a while. It was all right. Sami was out first. Ken Shamrock got him to the corner. Sami said, "You tag me in," and then he didn't. So Sami tagged himself in. They slapped each other a little bit, but it got over it. And then the next tag, they tagged freely. It was good. Eventually, the North got Sami Callihan over to the corner and started just ripping the shit out of him for a good chunk of the match. Sami did some really good moves that affected both men, though. They were very smart. Like Irish whipped him into his teammate, and his teammate grabbed him in like a DDT pose, and then he kicked the standing teammate in the chest to knock him over. So he made him do DDT on his teammate. That was cool.
Oh, nice.
I'm sure there's more eloquent ways of describing it, but it was awesome.
I pictured it at least.
Yeah. There was some other cool little spots like that too. Sami Callihan's so fast thinking, and it's almost hard to follow some of the quick sequences of moves he does when he does, because he does a lot of resting.
Yeah, he does methodical.
Yeah, but that's his character. He's vile.
Yep.
Eventually, ship broke down, and Ken Shamrock thought Sami Callihan hit him on purpose, but it was because one of them moved out of the way. And then that kind of went back and forth, and it kind of, that determined the finish. Well, the North won, as they should have.
I like the North as tag team champions. They're old school. They're reminiscent of FTR and of Arn and Tully, and just that kind of old school wrestling. The Steiner brothers,
I still don't like them, but I get it. I get it very much. And then right after the match was over, Motor City Machine Guns came out and said, well, we are the top dogs. We were the top dogs, and we'll be the top dogs. They didn't say that, but I'm saying that. And so that's going to be the next challengers for the Tag Team Championships.
And I can't wait for that.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
That's going to be just awesome.
I mean, Good Brothers would probably be just as good or better, but I'm willing to wait for that one.
Yeah, Good Brothers would work just as well. It'd be a completely different style.
Yeah,
I think the North can work both styles.
Yeah, definitely. They can't cut a promo for shit, though, and they proved that after their match.
No, they honestly can't. That's something they need a good stick man. They really need a good stick man.
I think the one's got to wear the wrestling headgear just to hold his jaw on his face.
That's great.
I don't know their names, can't you tell?
I will say I don't know what's going to happen with Sami Callihan going forward. Of course, we've talked about Dave Christ being let go from Impact Wrestling, and he was one of the OVE, Ohio versus Everything, stablemates. So with him being gone, what happens to Jake Christ, his brother? I'm assuming he's leaving. I mean, they're a tag team, they're brothers. And Madman Fulton, I could see him. I mean, he was going to go off on his own anyways.
Madman Fulton is managing Chris Bay. No, he's managing Ace Austin. Sorry.
So I don't know what's going to happen with Sally Callahan going forward. I just don't.
Shammy Callican.
I don't want him to keep up the Shammy Callican tag team.
No.
But he's definitely, and he didn't need.
Maybe he can challenge for the Impact Women's Championship.
No.
Why?
But he didn't need OVE, but OVE definitely benefited from having him. So I wouldn't mind seeing him in the World or X Division Championship going forward. Or I guess if the TNA Championship's going to be a thing going into that, I don't know what's going on with that.
I know one of our future surprise returns I would definitely love to see have a match or a series with Sami Callihan.
And who is that, Paystee?
Can I say?
Well, okay, then wait. We haven't gotten to it yet. Okay.
Yeah, no, we haven't got there yet.
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about then.
Yeah, you definitely get it.
I got you, buddy. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to the Knockouts Championship, Paystee.
Yes! The Knockouts Championship made me really sad because Deonna Purrazzo defeated Jordynne Grace. This was a really good match, though. Really well put together. You could feel energy from them. You could get feeling. It was the best kind of storytelling in the ring. A little bit more on the slow-paced side, but Deonna Purrazzo was working over Jordynne Grace's leg through most of the match, and ended up defeating her and taking the gold. I definitely would recommend this to anybody who's a fan of women's wrestling or wrestling in general, because these women are just wrestlers. That's all there is to it.
I want to watch
And you never got to see Deonna Purrazzo do anything of note in WWE.
Right. I really want to watch this, and one thing that I read when I was going over everything to get prepped for this was that Deonna Purrazzo found like 15 different ways to put holds on Jordynne Grace's one leg.
Yeah.
Like, she just kept coming up with different holds after different holds after different holds, so that she continued to work the leg, but it wasn't repetitive. And I'm like, Oh, anybody who knows me, I love that. I love that storytelling, and I love that kind of stuff. So, this pay per view in general, we're one match away from the main event, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna go back and watch this one fully.
It's worth it.
I might watch a couple of the matches on the horror show, but I'm gonna watch this one. I'm gonna watch this one fully. I definitely. I missed out. I'm sorry. I'm not able to.
It
to
does
talk
make you
about
sad
it.
watching it because it's a Slammiversary with no audience. But the way they sell things and the way they do things in the ring and they communicate with each other, but like it's real instead of like communicating the next series of moves, it really pays off the entire pay-per-view. This felt good without any crowd. And I think that's a feat.
And let's be honest, we talked about Kylie Ray coming straight off of AEW and winning the number one contendership. Deonna Purrazzo, even though she's coming off of a WWE release, she's a hell of a wrestler. And I don't think it's obscene that she won the title off of Jordynne Grace. Maybe not in the first match.
I feel like maybe it's a little soon.
Yeah, maybe not in the first match for sure, but coming in, making an impact, no pun intended, on Slammiversary, I could see her making a mark for herself, and they could definitely market her. They could market her as the next Tessa Blanchard. She's not. Don't get me wrong. She's not at the level of Tessa Blanchard, but I could see them definitely pushing her to the top, and she can. I think she can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's good.
And for the fact that Kylie won the number one contenders match, I think Deonna Purrazzo is probably the better opponent for her. It's less predictable of the two possibilities.
Probably, even though man, Kylie can't beat Purrazzo.
No.
That would be very sad if she. But yeah, I would say Jordynne Grace would be more of a squash match. So
yeah.
For sure.
Yep. And then we had, was it the best match of the night? It's hard to say. It was damn good. This whole night was entertaining and easy to watch. But we had a 5-way for the Impact World Championship. Seeing your boy Eddie Edwards defeat the likes of Ace Austin, Trey, Rich Swann, and Eric Young. This was good. The surprises were nice. Rich Swann coming back from a leg injury was beautiful. Eric Young showing up. I mean, yeah, you knew it was going to happen. But I love Eric Young. I love Eric Young in Impact especially.
And you knew it was going to happen, but when they announced Rich Swann and they announced that it was going to be a 4-way,
yeah,
you didn't think Eric Young was going to be in the main event.
No, it was a good slick move. It was a slick move. No, this was really good. I love knowing that just a year ago, all of these men were in the X Division Championship runnings, except for Eric Young, of course. But I guess he was in the cruiserweights.
Yeah, and he's a former X Division champion as well as Edwards, so for sure, yeah, they're all former X Division champion guys. They're former mid card guys. Of course, Eddie Edwards also held the title, and Eric Young held the title for a cup of coffee when he grew a beard out, and then Daniel Bryan won the title with a beard, and so Impact needed an underdog with a beard to win the title. And that's kind of a sore spot in the Impact championship history.
He had a fishing show on the Travel Channel, and I brought it up a few times, and I'll continue to bring it up. It was
he did
good.
have a fishing show.
It was like an extreme fishing show, though. It was fun.
Yeah, he took their eye out with the steel steps.
Yeah,
What he would do. That's how he caught his fish.
He taught Seth Rollins how to do it, and then WWE let him go. We don't need you anymore. We found your secrets.
It's sad, really.
Next week, Seth Rollins shows up with no hair at all.
But for sure, this is a main event of up and comers, or Eddie Edwards and Eric Young maybe aren't up and comers, but they are.
Well, one of them's the new Impact World Champion.
Yeah, I guess this is kind of like the whole pay-per-view where you have some veterans like Eddie Edwards and Eric Young,
Yeah.
and you have the up and